Millionaire Success Habits Exercises. The 7 levels. The negative story. Be amazing at what you're good at. Just say no. What makes you happy? 2 picks. The bad advice. Trigger words.
In the previous video we have gone throughout 2 exercises, the 7 levels why, and the negative story. In this video we will tackle the bad advice, get amazing at what you are good at, the trigger words, the cost of bad advice, so what is the costliest advice in the entire world? Yes, of course, bad advice. Let me ask you this, have you ever had an invention, a thought, an idea, or a creation that you thought could change the world and make you money? Then you told a family member, or a friend, or even a loved one, and they gave you every reason why they thought it wouldn't work. Maybe they said things along the lines of, inventions take money and you don't have enough. It's probably been thought of already. You'll have to get a patent and you don't have time for that. Oh, you want to get it on TV? Well, it's too much money to be on TV, it will never work. And maybe their advice swayed you enough to make you ignore your idea. Then, some years later, you see your original concept changing the world and making someone else wealthy. It's mom and dad thinking they're protecting you from failing. It's your spouse afraid that change may negatively impact your relationship. It's a coworker who thinks you might get ahead of him, or a boss who's afraid of your power. It's a friend who was burned by a relationship so badly that she wants to protect you from that same pain. It's a relative who experienced bankruptcy and wants to save you from starting your own business and falling as hard as he did. In some cases, people may sabotage you maliciously, but most people genuinely feel they are protecting you or saving you when, in fact, they are feeding the villain, creating doubt, lowering your confidence, and keeping you at status quo. I have no doubt that bad advice has created pain in your life or cost you dearly, as it has me. So don't worry, you are not alone. But it's time to stop that negative flow and become bulletproof to it in the future. Take the time to filter all the advice that comes your way and see if the person sharing it is qualified. If you want advice on how to play tennis, get advice from someone who is a pro, or who knows how to train pros, not from your great Aunt Edna who has never played but watches tennis matches on television religiously. Get your bad advice cheat sheet. On it you can write down all the bad advice that you've gotten over the years, the ill-conceived warnings and instructions, and the ones that have cost you the most. Write down what they cost you. When you see these formal descriptions of bad advice you've received, you'll understand that you no longer can allow someone's unqualified advice to steer the direction of your life. Here is the craziest part about this scenario: in so many cases, if you followed your passions and they didn't align with friends, societies, or your parents' vision for you, then people would put their arm around you and say, "Hey, isn't it time to grow up? Isn't it time to get responsible?" We've somehow created this world where we think being responsible is doing what everybody else does, and we force ourselves into something that makes everybody else happy but doesn't feed our soul. Parents and friends don't mean to hurt you, they think they are protecting you. No doubt, they have a lot of influence and can cause you to do what's conventional or expected. When you give up on your dream and settle for less, these influential individuals will express their pride in your grown-up attitude. You're here at this moment for a reason, and hopefully, this sparks something in you regardless of your situation. You know what you like and what you don't like. You know what makes you light up and what dims your light. So it's time to stop following the crowd and follow your own heart. What made America great were forward-thinking visionary entrepreneurs that didn't conform. They thought outside the box. And what's going to keep this country or any country thriving is people just like you, willing to follow their hearts, tap into their full potential, and make a difference. You have the courage to find your own way. Successful people live by a different set of rules and success habits, and they don't conform or accept mediocrity. Get amazing success at what you're good at. You're good at something. Heck, I bet you are good, if not great, at a lot of things. Take a moment right now, stop reading, and write down a list of what you do well. Are you good at communicating? Are you good at selling? Are you good at just being honest? Are you good at being a friend? Are you good at being a listener? Are you good at organization and structure? Are you good at developing systems or programming computers? Because here's what I know, you possess gifts, your unique abilities. There's no real explanation as to why you're good at some things, you just are. And your success depends on making it a habit to focus on improving what you're already good at to the point of greatness. Because when we are told to work on the things that we naturally don't do well, we focus on this little 10% bucket of things we suck at and ignore the other 90%. And out of that 90% there is undoubtedly something at which you excel. Remember the story of the two wolves? About how the wolf that you feed is the wolf that wins. If you put energy and effort into the things you stink at, it's inevitable you'll lose your confidence and your momentum toward success. If you put energy and focus into the things that you're good at and become great at them, you can eventually pay for someone else to do the things you are not good at. This one strategy will help improve more than just your bank account. It will improve every area of your life. Becoming exceptionally good at one key skill is far more valuable than struggling for years and years to become average at the things that you find difficult. If you want financial success, if you want to build real wealth, make it a habit to focus on the things you do well. To cement this thought process and success habit into your life, here's a story I think you'll appreciate. A few years back I was doing a small roundtable mastermind, and there was a great guy in the group named Tom. I taught Tom real estate investing skills to help him diversify his portfolio and create long-term wealth. He was in his 60s, recently retired, and at the time of this session, he had done 4 real estate deals. From memory, Tom told me he had averaged roughly $15,000 profit on each deal, which is absolutely great. Tom was one of a dozen people at the table, and I remember going around the room and asking each person, "What's holding you back from that next level? What's the biggest obstacle in your way of going faster and doing more?" And then I asked these questions of Tom. He answered, "Dean, I have to tell you, I'm so unorganized and sloppy, you have no idea. I can clean my car, and a week later it's a disaster. My home office has invoices and papers and clutter all over the place. I'm just so sloppy. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not doing another real estate deal until I go to Office Max and get a filing cabinet and a filing system. I'm going to label everything, and I'm going to create a system to be organized." When he finished, I asked, "Are you done, Tom?" He said, "Yep, that's it." Then I responded with this, "Let me just be frank with you, Tom. It's too late, you're going to be sloppy and disorganized till the day you die, and who cares?" He was shocked that I had dismissed his admitted weakness. He sat in motionless silence. I think the others may have thought I was being rude. But after a few moments passed so slowly they seemed like hours, I watched 1,000 pounds and 60 years fall from Tom's shoulders. For a second I thought he was going to break down and cry. I said, "Tom, not that long ago you had never done real estate in your life. You had a completely different job, and now you've done 4 deals. You're amazing at finding a deal other people can't, getting it rehabbed, and getting it sold for a profit. Go spend all your time getting even better at that. Who cares that you're not that organized? What if you did 1 extra deal a year and then paid somebody part-time to organize for you? You'd never have to worry about being disorganized ever again." And you can do exactly the same thing. What weaknesses are holding you back? What have people told you that you need to work on? What false beliefs do you have about yourself because of a so-called weakness? For the next level of success in your life, answer these questions. Make going from good to great your success habit.